It's Tokyo Brandon, WagerTalk's #1 all sports profit capper in 2025. Guys, I just passed 100 units. That means I have doubled the bankroll since January 1st for any clients who bet all of my plays. And for the next hour, I'm going to take you into my capping methods. I'm going to show you my spreadsheets. I'm going to show you all my rankings and my pitcher props, all of my projections, and we're going to cap a couple games. I have a 4% play in MLB out today. I have a couple of plays out that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to be sharing my screen, showing you my spreadsheets. I was a previous MLB scout, as many of you know. I use mostly the same ratings and rankings that I used back then when I scouted for a Major League Baseball team, and I've been pretty successful. WagerTalk's #1 all sports profit 4 of the last 5 years, including 2025. I beat everyone at WagerTalk in profit 4 of the last 5 years. I'm pretty proud of that. Guys, I got a new sign over the All-Star break. Can you see that Tokyo Brandon neon sign? Is that sweet or what? So I got that. We're ready to roll. As you know, I like to talk about my personal stuff while I'm doing this. There's some awkward pauses while I'm sharing my screen and stuff. I don't have a producer. I'm doing this all on my own. So bear with me with some awkward pauses. And I do have a habit of saying, when I'm not speaking. So please don't get annoyed by that. I'll do my best. I do like talking in front of people, but I'm not the most multitasking kind of person. I like to focus on one thing. So appreciate that, Paris. You're a big fan. I appreciate that. We're going to have a big day. Let's roll. Let's win some money, guys. That's the whole purpose of this. I'm the #1 capper at WagerTalk, so I'm going to share some bets with you, and hopefully I appreciate that. And hopefully we're going to win some money in the process. I did win my Japanese baseball bet today. Maybe we'll look into a little Japanese. I do have something that I like, but unfortunately my spreadsheets and my databases and everything for Japanese baseball are in Japanese. So you guys won't be able to read them. So unfortunately that's not very entertaining for you, but if we can get a win, we can get a win. Let's take a look at Japanese baseball real quick before we get into it. By the way, you guys know I like music. I'm generally into heavy metal. I like Iron Maiden, Kiss, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff. Stop it. You're doing great. Try to tune in. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate that. We will get into Major League Baseball in just a moment. I'm going to open the spreadsheets and share my screen with y'all. Talk about music for a minute. Do anyone out there like the Smiths? Because I love the Smiths, even though I'm a heavy metal guy. I love the Smiths, and I like Morrissey as a solo artist. So this week has been a Smiths week. I kind of tend to go back and forth. The week before this week was a Kiss week. I was listening to Kiss all week. And this week is a Morrissey and Smiths week. If you don't like the Smiths, or if you've never heard them, I think you should take a listen to the song Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others by the Smiths. Really good. Listen to the guitar, listen to the vocals. It's a really good song. Still Ill by the Smiths is a great song. And Piccadilly Polare by Morrissey as a solo. Really good song as well. So I've been hooked on those quite a bit lately. In the chat, nobody's, yeah, Steve Duke, you know what I'm talking about. Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers. Great song. Listen to the guitar, though, because Johnny Marr is a really good guitarist. Even though I'm a heavy metal guy, I love the Smiths. Probably the Queen is Dead album or Strange Ways Here We Come. Those two albums by the Smiths, top 10 all-time albums, in my opinion. I like the Weezer Blue album is another top 5 album. Led Zeppelin 4, Iron Maiden, Killers. A lot of good albums out there. British Steel by Judas Priest is a great album as well. Okay, let's get on to baseball because you guys didn't come on here to listen to the Smiths. So Let's talk about baseball. Well, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how I do Japanese baseball real quick. But again, the spreadsheet's going to be in Japanese, so it might not be extremely entertaining for you, but I'm going to do it anyway because there is something that kind of catches my eye and the numbers are out already. So, let me put it up there. So this is the site I use for Japanese baseball. It's yahoo.co.jp/NPB. So this gives you everything you need. If you right click and go English, you can translate it to English. But tomorrow there's a matchup I really like. It's in the Yomiuri versus Hanshin game. We've got, let's see. Oh, this is yesterday's game. I want to get to today's game. So Duplantier, I think is how he pronounces his name. He's going against Akahoshi. And I do have a very quick Japanese model here. It's in Japanese, so bear with me real quick, but I'm going to put it in and you'll be able to see the numbers that I have for this game. So I've already put in all the stats and everything. So sorry, it's in Japanese, but so we got Duplantier. I just want to show you the numbers here. Duplantier going against Akahoshi. So what I do is I copy this and I put it into a predictions page right here. So even though it's in Japanese, you can see here I rank the offense, bullpen, and starting pitchers out of 12. I do like Hanshin a little bit. As you see, Duplantier, I have him ranked 0 out of 12, which means he's really good. If you look over here, the starting pitcher matchup, he's got 1.42 ERA with a 0.87 WHIP. He's striking out 11 per 9 and only walking 1.6. So he's having a great season. Akahoshi for Yomiuri, he's actually 2.31 ERA with a 1.02 WHIP. Two great pitchers, and actually we got two really good bullpens here. And then we got one good lineup and one poor lineup. You can see my real total here. I'm projecting at 486. And if you go to, this is DraftKings, the game lines for this, they have it at 5. 5 is a little dangerous, but one kind of cool thing about DraftKings is they let you alt it here. So I would probably alt this to 5.5. You can get that for 154. I kind of like that. I might put that out. Or another thing I like to do is I might even go up to 7.5 and use this as a parlay piece because I don't think there's any way this game's going to 8. So that's just a little thing I like to do sometimes. I'm going to unshare the screen now and come back to the comments. Did you guys see my screen okay? Is everything all right? I don't have a producer, so if something's going wrong, I can't hear you, and I won't know if something's going wrong. So hang on, I'm going to take my earpiece out because I don't need to hear anything here. Only Kiss we play around here. Okay, Kiss is my favorite band. As a matter of fact, I saw my first Kiss concert when I was, let's see, it was the Dynasty tour. So it was probably 79. I was 8 years old. See, my dad, he passed away about 4 years ago, but he was only 20 years older than me. So I had a really young dad, and he liked rock music. So he took me to Van Halen. He took me to Kiss. He took me to all these concerts when I was 8, 9 years old, because he was only 28, 29 years old. So he passed away. He died from COVID. He was a doctor and he died from COVID. Kind of strange story, but anyways. So, but yeah, thanks to my dad, got me hooked on that. I saw Kiss when I was 8 years old for the first time, and I saw Kiss 12 times in my life, twice here in Japan. So since Ace left, Ace was my favorite guy. So since he left, not quite as exciting, but okay. So Adrian, thank you. You're always supporting me in the comments. Perfection is happening. Well, not perfect, but I am winning 59% of my bets so far this season. Thank you very much, Kristen. TB, I am in Vegas. Not as many props here, very limited. Sorry to hear that, but that's how I make my money. I'm not changing my bets because some people live in Las Vegas, but I'll try to do some over unders and some simple stuff. For some reason, Las Vegas is the betting mecca of the world, and yet you guys are the most limited in the entire earth. For some reason, I don't know. If you go to a casino, though, I was in Vegas last year, and they let me bet outs props. They let me bet strikeouts props at a kiosk. I think I was at the D Hotel, or I was on Fremont, and I just walked in, and they had machines there, and I could bet my strikeouts. Actually, I could bet Korean and Japanese baseball there too. So go to the casino, and you can probably bet almost everything I'm putting out here. Let's see. Are you guys in? You love my show? Okay. I appreciate you. Guys, do me a huge favor. When the show is over, I'm going to bed because it's 1 o'clock in the morning here. I'm like a late night DJ for you guys. But go to the replay and leave a comment and just tell WagerTalk that you like the show. Let them know that you like the show, and they'll let me keep doing it. I would love to keep doing it, but unless I get support and nice comments and likes from you guys, I probably won't be able to continue. So help me out. Give me a like and a comment in the replay. Would appreciate it. Also, go to my page. It's down there in the scroller, wt.buzz/tb. I put all of my pitcher projections, all of my rankings for bullpens, and all of my lineup rankings in a nice little PDF. Actually, I'll show you that PDF in just a minute. But that's downloadable for free, and I'm updating it every day. It might not be free for long, but I know for at least this first week, they're going to make it free, and then we might charge. But let me show you. Let me share. Let me show you. Let me give you an opinion on this. Right-handed, lefty-righty stuff is totally overrated, and I never look at it. I only care how these batters do against the pitcher they're facing today. So to say that the Giants are bad against lefties or something, it doesn't matter. They're not playing Max Fried today. They're playing, Wheeler. So just worry about how they do against Wheeler. Don't worry about lefty-righty, because that's totally overrated, and I've never looked at it in my life, and I'm the #1 capper at WagerTalk 4 of the last 5 years. So Danny, thank you. Yeah. I rock out to Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, interesting fact. Thank you, Danny. You're my twin. Interesting fact. I'm left-handed. Jimi Hendrix is left-handed, and we both have the same birthday, November 27th. I'm a little bit younger than him, but a little bit younger than him, but we have the same birthday. So yeah, I do like Jimi Hendrix. Actually, my favorite Jimi Hendrix song is Are You Experienced? It's a great song, and the guitar is just amazing in that song. So listen to Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix. It's a really cool song. Probably my second favorite song is All Along the Watchtower. Good song. The Kid 13. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad. I didn't mean it, but lefty-righty stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how they hit against today's pitcher. Whether he's left-handed or right-handed, it doesn't matter. So, yes, Kristen, thank you. Hit the like button, everyone. And I am going to show you that newsletter that I was talking about. And Steve, we are going to talk about web in just a minute. So let me share my screen again, and I'm going to show you hang on, let me put my spreadsheet back onto MLB, and then I will come back here and share my screen. Sharing the screen. Panic on the streets of London. Panic on the streets of... Wonder to myself. Okay, so here is my newsletter. I made a new tab here, and it is called Newsletter. So, can everyone see my screen? Are we okay? Okay, looks like we're okay. So what I do is I take every picture and I project for every pitcher how they do against the team they're playing today. These are my outs projections. These are my strikeout projection. And then I also do K per against this team in his history, hits per against this team in his history, walks against the team, earned run projection, and then I also put his batting average and OPS against versus these teams in his history. Now, I only include data on here that's like 20 at-bats or more, because 20 at-bats means he's faced them 1 or 2 games. So I think that's enough to judge. All sample sizes can be dangerous, I agree, but I think it's enough to judge. So was it you, Steve Duke, that was asking about Logan Webb? I'm going to stay off Logan Webb today, and this is mainly the reason why. If you notice, he has a 357 average against and a 929 OPS against Toronto, and Toronto is red hot right now. If you've watched me in previous shows, ever since I was a scout, I like to use 750 OPS as the Mendoza line. Anything over that means that you are getting the best of that pitcher, and anything under that means the pitcher's getting the best of the batter. So this is well over 850, or I'm sorry, this is well over 750. So look, I have Webb. Look, I'll show you another one. These are my starting pitcher rankings. Oh, at the bottom of this, I do every pitcher that's out if they have a good sample size. This is downloadable at my page at WagerTalk, guys. It's free. So go download the PDF. But if you see here, these are my starting pitcher rankings. And I have Logan Webb ranked 14, as you can see here. So he's definitely a good pitcher, but he has struggled against Toronto in his career. And Toronto is red hot right now. So let's take a look. Toronto, I believe, is at home as well. So yeah, they're at home. Lauer actually is not bad against the Giants in his career, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. 273 average against and a 623 OPS against. So not great, not terrible. But I have a feeling the Jays can win this game. I haven't bet it, but these stats tell me that, let's see, how do I remove this? There we go. These stats tell me that Logan Webb has a possibility to get lit up today. So I am not going to take the Giants, and I'm not going to back Logan Webb today. Let me see a couple of more of your comments. I like how TV has commercial on his spreadsheet. Yeah, I have to, because lots of people are going to download it. So, would prefer that people, buy something from me, but I'm really here just for the people, I mean, oh, thanks for the insight on the earlier show. Yeah. Last call's a good. Ariel, she's such a sweetheart. And here we go. I'm going to try not to say too much, because I've been told many times I say far too much. It's a sign of insecurity, although I don't think I'm insecure, but I have heard that when people like to fill the silent spaces in their speech, it's a sign of insecurity. So I'm trying not to do that. Let's talk about, thanks for the show, insight on the earlier show. What was this comment about? Hey, Tokyo, thanks for the insight. No, that's not the one. I think it was this one. Hedge with the under. Can't see the Giants winning with the over. Let's see. Ball players are getting over post All-Star hangover. This is a thing, actually. Pitchers, when they're rested, they pitch better. And when the bullpens are all rested, teams have more choices and they can utilize their high leverage arms. So after the All-Star break, definitely, at least the first day back, we saw quite a few low scores. We saw some high scores too. So I look at sports betting kind of like releasing a pigeon into the air. You can say this pitch. Okay. Are we back? Is my audio okay? We good? Okay. You literally said twice within 10 seconds after your insecurity statement. See what I mean? Are we back? Okay, good. I'm working on the uhs, okay? Working on the uhs. Okay, let me share my screen with you again, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not on crack, you guys. See what else we got. Okay, lost sound, audio. Okay. Brewers could sweep the Dodgers. Actually, they could. I have the Brewers ranked higher than the Dodgers in almost every category in current form. Let's talk about the Mets. I'll share my screen. We'll do the Mets game real quick. And here we go. First thing I look at when I do this is I compare teams and the pitchers. Oh, I'm still in Japanese. So Mets, and the Mets are going against, bear with me. Oh, going against the Reds. So we got Nick Martinez and Clay Holmes. Cincinnati and New York Mets. So we've got Clay Holmes and Nick Martinez. Nick Martinez actually pitched in Japan for a couple years for SoftBank. He was not very good. So obviously I have the Mets ranked better than the Reds in every category, but I only have them ranked better by a couple points in every category. So here's the total here. They're only 1 point better on the total, but you can see here, batting, bullpen, and starting pitching, I have the Mets ranked higher in every category. One thing that concerns me is this right here. So this 78% here means that Clay Holmes walks 78% of the batters that he strikes out. So that's concerning. You'd like this to be between 30 and 40%. And Nick Martinez is between 30 and 40%. Every once in a while, guys, I'm going to check back here to make sure. Am I muted again? Is everything good? Pass. Okay. Are we okay? So every once in a while, check that. So that's a concern. But if you go to my newsletter here, Clay Holmes against these batters, I project him to go 15-9 outs. And I project him to only strike out 4-3, but in his career, he's struck out 7 per 9. So that's pretty good. His average against these guys are 227, and his OPS against is 500, which is really good. So how does Nick Martinez do against the Mets? His average against is 310. His OPS is over 1,000, so it's terrible. So that's enough for me to overlook this Clay Holmes' poor walk ratio. And yeah, I think the Mets are a decent play here, but what's the number? So inside my head, I'm saying, yeah, I like them, but I like them for a decent number. I don't like them if it's minus 180 or something like that. So where is the Mets? Here we go. Minus 185. No, I won't do that. But this is a nice little gambling trick. You can take a -1 and knock about 30 cents off the price. There we go. We got the Mets at minus 135. That's pretty. That's not bad at all. So with a -1, if your team wins by 1, you don't lose your money like you would with a -1.5. With a -1, you get a push if the Mets win by 1. So I like -1s here. And we've knocked 50% or 50 cents off the price. That's a bargain. So Mets -1, I think, is a good play. So I certainly would not mind doing that. Okay. What are you talking about? What's wrong, Sweeps? Did I do something wrong? Steve Duke's price is bad. That's why you do a -1. -135 is not bad at all. Will actually complain that you say, that's trivial. Ignore it. Well, I mean, I've watched my videos, and you know how cringy it is to watch yourself, but I do watch myself, and yeah, I don't like to hear myself go all the time. Kristen, thank you. Wolf. Do not bet minus 1.5. You can get a -1 for minus 130. What's wrong with that? It's a great price, and you don't lose if your team wins by 1. There's nothing to me that's more annoying than your team winning and you lose the bet. So I don't like minus 1.5s. Where's the downloadable PDF? It's on my page. If you go to wagertalk.buzz/TB, it should be on my page, downloadable for free. I sent them the updated PDF in the morning, and I hope they put it up. If they haven't put it up yet, check back later. It will be there. Yes, DraftKings alt run line -1. Don't do a minus 1.5. Don't. If anything, do money line for minus 180. I would prefer that. No, don't. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I have the Mets bullpen ranked higher than the Reds. I have the Mets bullpen ranked higher than the Reds. Why would you do first 5? There's no logical reason to do that. And also, there's no logical reason to lay a half run when you can take a -1 for the full game for the same price. Take the full game -1. It's a much better value. In Arizona, Steve. I'm from Arizona too, and when I'm out there, I go to what's that casino on the 202 out there by Sun City? Was it Desert Diamond? Yeah. I go to Desert Diamond and I bet on the kiosk machine there, and they let me do -1s. So I don't know. They locked you out. I'm sorry. Go to Desert Diamond and bet it at the machine, because that's what I do when I'm out there. Yeah, exactly. And actually, announcement, I'm going to be in Arizona on September 14th to the 23rd. So if you guys are out in Arizona at that time, maybe we can meet up at Desert Diamond and play some blackjack together and bet some games together. I'll give you all my plays if you meet me in person. So let's do something else. Let's see. Another annoying thing is betting the first 5. You lose what your team wins in the game. Yes, that's my second most annoying thing, is betting the first 5, losing it, and then the team comes back and wins the game. But that goes both ways. You bet the full game, your team wins the first 5 and loses the game. It goes both ways. But basically, you have to have a policy in your head, and you have to follow that. Because the minute you stray from your policy, you start losing, and it's even more frustrating. But I never lay 1.5, because I just hate being on the right side and losing my bet. I hate it. Do I think 8.5 is the move for the Mets or no unders? I'll bet under sometimes, but I think -1 is the bet here. So I'm not going to do an over-under for that game. Let me share with you another kind of bet that I like to do. We'll get to some other games in just a minute. Let me get to another kind of bet that I like to do. Yes, Nippon Ham Fighters was a good bet. We won it, and it was good. But hits, runs, RBIs is another bet that I kind of like to do. And there's a couple of guys that grab my attention in the hits, runs, RBIs. I totally agree with you, Seth. I think DraftKings is the best book for betting baseball, and I'm not getting paid to say that. But if you look at DraftKings, I'll share my screen in just a minute, but they offer alts and props and everything. It's just so easy to bet anything you want on DraftKings. So FanDuel's okay too, but I think DraftKings has a lot more options. Pinnacle also, but most of you in the US can't use Pinnacle. So let's share the screen, and I'm going to talk about hits, runs, RBIs. So first of all, I'll share the screen. So hits, runs, RBIs is a good prop, and I like it much better than total bases, and I will tell you why. Here's total bases on DraftKings, and then here's hits, runs, RBIs. So on a good day, your batter might get 5 at bats, and on a regular day, your batter will get 3 or 4 at bats, usually 4. But the reason I like hits, runs, RBIs better than total bases is because you only have 4 chances, and you don't want to waste one of those chances. With total bases, if your batter walks, your chances for that at bat is done. It doesn't count for total base if he walks. But with hits, runs, RBIs, if your guy walks, he can score a run. If he walks with the bases loaded, he gets an RBI. So hits, runs, RBIs is a lot better than total bases, in my opinion. A couple guys that I like to isolate. So today I have a 4% play out in Major League Baseball, but I also have a couple of free plays up, and these are my free plays right here. So I've isolated Mike Trout and Jose Ramirez, and here I'll show you exactly why. If you look here, Taijuan Walker is going against the Angels today. So what I do with hits, runs, RBIs is I'll look through the pitcher and how he performs against these guys. Are we okay? Okay. So what I like to do is take a guy who's got double digits against the pitcher, double digit at bats. And then I look over here and I like him to have 1,000 or more OPS. So if you look here, Mike Trout against Taijuan Walker has 19 at bats, and he's got 11 hits and 3 home runs. So he's pretty much crushed Taijuan Walker in his career. So I like Mike Trout's hits, runs, RBIs. But let me tell you how I put that together in a parlay. Let's see. The other one was Jose Ramirez. So Jose Ramirez is going against Luis Severino today. If you take a look here, Jose Ramirez, 19 at-bats against. He's got 6 hits and 3 home runs. So Jose Ramirez has clubbed Severino like a baby seal in his career. And so what I did is I took Mike Trout, hits, runs, RBIs, and I went here. So this is why I like DraftKings, is because you can alt things. So Mike Trout, 1+. So it's minus 425. It's extremely pricey, but you can use that as a leg in a parlay to make something else cheaper. So I liked Mike Trout and I liked Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez, 425. So if you see here on the bet slip, we put them together. It's minus 192. It's a little pricey. So you could actually bump one of these up to 2 instead. So if Jose Ramirez gets 2 hits, runs, RBIs, so now we got a 102. That's not bad at all. So when I put this out, it was a little bit better number. But that's how I approach hits, runs, RBIs. So I'm just kind of teaching you guys how I do my cap. Hopefully it's helpful for you. Is this helpful? Is this interesting? I hope it is. Wish I could use DK in Georgia. Yeah, this is a problem with a capper like me, is I'm going to use the book that's best for me. But I know I have a lot of clients who you have different books, you have different limitations and stuff like that. All I can do is put out the best bet, and you guys have to kind of tailor it to whatever book you're using. That's the problem as a capper. There's nothing I can do about which books you all can use, because, you know, hundreds of people are subscribing to me, so I can't really tailor it to everyone. So let's see, Kristen, you ladder bases in HRR instead of home runs. Profitability is higher. Very smart. You're a very smart bettor, Kristen. Don't do home run props though, because I'll give you just a quick rundown on home run props. Shohei Ohtani, the number 2 home run hitter, well, number 3 home run hitter in Major League right now. He's going to hit a home run 1 out of 17 at bats. In other words, that translates to 1 out of every 3 to 4 games. So each game that he's playing in, he has between a 25 and a 30% chance of hitting a home run. 1 in 4. So that's 25% chance. So the no home run is 75% chance. And the yes is 25% chance. And if you look up the odds for Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run, it's only plus 180, plus 190, maybe plus 200. So they're giving you odds for a 50-50 bet when you only have 25% chance to win. So home run bets are actually sucker props. So I strongly advise against betting home run props. Another telltale sign that the bet you're betting is for suckers is if they don't offer you a no option. If they only give you a yes option, generally speaking, the book is just trying to con you into a sucker bet. So that's just a little gambling advice. Yeah, I mean, home run, yeah, one time and it hit. So yeah, things are going to hit once in a while. So it's nice to put pizza money, or if you're going to go out with your friends and there's a game on TV, you can bet a home run prop and hopefully someone hits a home run. But the lesser guys, like what do you got there, Buxton, and guys like Bryce Harper, like second tier home run hitter guys, that you should get plus 500 for those guys, but you never will. You should get plus 400 for Shohei Ohtani, and you never will. So it's just the odds are against you. And if you bet them long term, like this is why you professional cappers like myself you'll never see us betting home run props, because home run props are just for entertainment. I mean, you see radio guys who really don't know anything about baseball, they'll do the home run props just for entertainment. But okay, Wolf, what do I think of George and Bo? So I don't bet the RBI stuff. Like I said, I just went 10 minutes earlier about why I bet hits, runs, RBI. So if you're going to bet those guys, if you like them, bet hits, runs, RBIs. Don't bet RBIs and don't bet home runs and stuff like that, because it's just not profitable in the long run. Yeah. So bet hits, runs, RBI, and find the one that gives you a good number, like minus 150 or better, and just bet that. I wouldn't do 2.5 though. Sometimes Shohei Ohtani's hits, runs, RBIs will be over under 2.5. Don't do that. Do the 1.5 only. So Blue Jays and Giants. I think I went over this at the beginning of the show, but I think the Blue Jays have a chance to tag Webb pretty good. Look, they might not. I'm not 100% right, but there's a possibility, in my opinion, that they could tag him. So I kind of like the Blue Jays in that game. But that was at the beginning of the show. Guys, do me a huge favor. If you like the show and if you're enjoying this, go back to the replay on YouTube and leave me a comment and a like, and tell WagerTalk that you like the show. I had to beg them to let me do this show because I want to hang out with you. I've always had this dream that I'm like this late night DJ, like Johnny Fever on WKRP in Cincinnati. So this is my chance to be that late night DJ and take you into the middle of the night, even though it's morning where you guys are at. But so yeah, leave a comment for me. I would sincerely appreciate it, and go grab my 4% MLB play today. Follow me on Twitter too. It's at Tokyo_Brandon. I put out a lot of my projections, free play videos. So follow me on Twitter. I only have 4,400 followers or something. It's really small, and a lot of people give me angst about that, because most people at WagerTalk have more followers than me. So if you haven't followed me on Twitter, bump up my Twitter following a little bit. I'd like to get to 5,000 at least. I think I deserve 5,000. I'm the #1 capper 4 of the last 5 years. I deserve 5,000, don't you think? So let's go on to another game. Let's see. Wait. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is interesting. The Padres over might be a better look. Let me share my screen again. Let's talk about Padres Nationals. So we got San Diego going against Washington, right? And the Padres were with Darvish, and the Nationals are with Mitchell Parker. So this is the first thing I do. Oh, and in this green box is where I put kind of my original thoughts when I see something. So when I pulled up the games today, my original thoughts were McCullers over and walks, and I'll show you why in just a moment. We'll go to chronic walkers in just a minute. But the Angels team total over or money line was another thought that just popped into my head. I haven't pulled the trigger on those, but when I cap a game, the first thing I do, let me check the comments real quick to make sure everything's good. You guys can hear me and everything. We're all good. I'm the best MLB capper out there. I appreciate it. Thank you. So first thing I do is I look at the matchups overall, batting, bullpen, and starting pitching. And this is the exact same spreadsheet that I used when I was a scout for a Major League Baseball team, which I'm not allowed to tell you which team it was, but I think it's pretty obvious. You read my profile. So batting, San Diego has a slight edge over Washington, but I like both of these lineups a lot more than recent form because they're both really good lineups, actually. Power-packed, Abrams, Wood for Washington. You got Machado and you got Tatis and Merrill for San Diego. You got power-packed lineup here. You got two bullpens that are struggling, and then you have two starting pitchers that are struggling. So the next thing I'm going to look at, I'll look at is how these guys, how the other team performs against the batters in their history. So I've already done the work while you all were sleeping. So Yu Darvish, he has a 229 average against and a 733 OPS. So his numbers are below the Mendoza line regarding Washington. So he has a good chance to hold them down. But these statistics are from his career. And if you know anything about baseball, you know that Darvish has been struggling this season. Let's take a look at Mitchell Parker. He's got a 333 average against and an 864 OPS. So he's over the Mendoza line regarding that. So regarding the pitchers, how they match up, I don't like how either one of these pitchers match up. Well, Darvish has a decent matchup, but look at my overall ranking for him. This includes expected ERA and xFIP and other kind of future projection kind of statistics. And I weight them on a percent. So down here, these little numbers here, this 18.4 and this 21.9, that's kind of just an overall ranking for me so I can see, okay, the hitters rank 18 and the pitchers rank 22. So yeah, if anything, I would go over here, San Diego over or something like that. And here, I'll show you, I actually put this bet out earlier today. I took San Diego total runs. I took them over 2.5. I altered it on DraftKings. And I also took the Angels over 2.5 on DraftKings, and I altered them together and made a parlay out of it. Why? Well, this is San Diego's, and then LA. I think we already did LA's earlier with Kikuchi and Philadelphia, but I'll just put it up real quick one more time. And you'll see that Taiwan Walker, and Kikuchi. Yeah, we got the lineups ranked 13 and we got the pitching ranked 17. But what I like even more than that is how both Taiwan Walker and Kikuchi have. Well, Kikuchi has decent stats against the Philly batters, but Taiwan Walker has terrible stats. 364 average against and a 1,030 OPS. So that's why I took the Angels team total and altered it down to 2.5. That's another play I put out for my clients is the San Diego Padres and the Angels team total. I altered them both down to 2.5 and took the overs for those. Let me remove the shared screen. Is everything okay? The audio's okay? Okay, looks like we got 15 minutes or so. Actually, WagerTalk has given me a green light to go late, so I can extend this later if I want. There's no other WagerTalk shows going on right now, so I have the software all to myself so I can do whatever I like. Let's see some of your comments. Padres have been going through injuries. Yeah, but they got Merrill back. Machado's healthy, Tatis is healthy, and Arias is healthy. Their lineup is power packed. We saw them score yesterday, and I think the Padres are going to catch a little bit of a fire. The Dodgers better watch out, because if they get too lazy, they're going to lose that division. And that would be detrimental for my future bets if that happens. So let's see. Victor, what do you got to say? I admit that Nationals made me nervous in the 8th inning when they tied it. Yeah, that Nationals bullpen, man, that Nationals bullpen, they'll make you sweat for sure. Nationals over is a really good bet almost any day, because they have a poor bullpen, but they're hitting. They can produce, man. I like Abrams and I like Wood. I've given out like 6 game picks already. I don't know. Have I not, guys? Am I not giving you guys good information? I think I'm giving good information. Good point here. Darvish went against 2 really good teams in his first 2 starts. True. That's very true. I think Darvish is getting a little old, though. And I don't really expect him to improve a lot. But I agree with you that he's better than his current numbers. So, yes, Slick, you have a very good point. That's why I'm taking the Padres team total instead of the game total over, because I think there's a possibility that Darvish could shut them down. So I'm going to take the Padres team total instead. AC versus Miami. AC versus Miami. Oh, Wagon Sports. Fun show. I appreciate it. And Alan, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about chronic walkers in just a minute. It's juicy. I don't care, because if I win, the juice is free. I don't care if it's juicy. Doesn't matter. See, people have a misconception here that, people approach gambling saying, I never lay 160 or something like that. That's not a right approach to have. I mean, betting 160 your whole life, yes, you will not be profitable. But the 160 is, yeah, okay. I hear you, Seth. I hear you. No problem. I'm not berating you guys. I love you guys. So I'm just giving you some gambling advice. That's all. I look like a DJ. I can't get out of my head. Yeah, I'm Johnny Fever. But yeah, don't ever shut yourself off and say, I never lay 160. I never lay 180. Because the 160 is a price. So if you get something of very good value, 160 might be a good price for it. For example, if you have in your head, I'm never going to spend $1,000. I'm never going to spend $1,000. And then someone brings a Ferrari to you, you'll spend $1,000, because a Ferrari, $1,000 is a great price for a Ferrari. So that's just the mindset. Chronic walker. Okay. Professor T, I'm going to address chronic walkers right now. I'm going to do KC Miami as well. So let me share my screen, and let's talk about walks for a minute. As we said here, we're going to do KC Miami as well. So let me put that in here so I don't forget. Like I told you guys at the beginning, I'm not a good multitasker. McCullers is the walker I have for today. So I have a tab over here called walks. Let's take a look at walks. This is my walks tab. And McCullers has not pitched enough innings in the last 30 days for him to register. But I have his walks information down here, and I have Seattle's walk information. So I take all the pitchers and I do a little chart here, and I chart their walks per 9 on the season and for 30 days. And if they're high, I'll make it red. So anyone who has 2 reds here is a chronic walker. Gavin Williams used to be the #1 chronic walker in MLB, but Lance McCullers has taken that mantle from him. Aiden Birdsong is also guilty. Grant Holmes is guilty. Chase Dolander is guilty. Jack Kachanowicz is guilty. Eric Fetty, Will Warren, Griffin Canning, Walker Buehler, and Charlie Morton are, well, not Charlie Morton, Walker Buehler. So somebody was asking me about Will Warren. So let me show you how I do this. Well, we'll approach McCullers and Will Warren. So McCullers, he's walking 5.62 per 9. And then in the last 30 days, he's walking 7 per 9. So what I'll do is I'll take that information and, okay, who's he playing? Well, he's playing Seattle today. They're walking almost 5 per game. McCullers, this is amazing. So this is something you have to bet. But the juice is going to be horrible. I'm telling you. Let's go to pitcher props. Walks. Out over under. And let's find McCullers. He is. So they're making you bet 2.5. So they're making you bet, is he going to walk 3 guys? But you get that for plus money. So this is the good thing about DraftKings, though, is they also let you alt it down. So if you're willing to pay 260 minus 265, you can bet the 1.5. So 2 plus is the same thing as 1.5. So these are your options with DraftKings. Now, nothing is a lock in sports betting. Nothing is 100%. But if anything is close to a lock, I would say Lance McCullers walking 2 guys is about as close to a lock as you can get. So I'm willing to lay 265 on a 2% play. So basically I'm risking 5% to win 2%. Now, some would say that's stupid and that's too risky. If you don't like that, take his over 2.5 for plus money then. I mean, right here, over 2.5 for plus 120. I think that's a good bet too, because if you look at his recent games, he wasn't walking this many earlier, but if you take a look at his recent games, so I'll always check the game log as well. If you look at his recent games, let's see how many he's walked. 2, 4, 4, 4, and 1. But yeah, that was kind of an albatross there. I don't think that's normal. Let me pause this video. I don't think that's normal. But in 5 innings, he walked 6. In 3 innings, he walked 1. So that was just 3 innings because he got tagged by the Cubs. In 6 innings here, he walked 4. And in 3 innings, he walked 2. So it's kind of safe to say, given the fact that Seattle walks almost 5 per game, it's safe to say if he pitches 4 innings, he's going to walk 2 or 3 guys. That's how I approach that. And one person was asking me about Will Warren. Yes, Will Warren is on my chronic walker list, but you take a look at the game today against Atlanta. So I have a little projection thingy here. Atlanta does not walk very much. You can see they're only walking 2.1 compared to Seattle's 4 point something, right? So I project Will Warren at 2.2. You could say, hey, that's over 1.5, but actually it's not much over 1.5. And I'd like this number to be 2.6 or higher if I'm going to take Will Warren's over 1.5 walks. Let me unshare the screen real quick. Is this interesting for you guys? This is just, I'm just showing you inside my head when I cap games. This is how I do it. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, Anthony. I appreciate it. Victor, not touching that game. Be careful betting against the Mets. When it doesn't hit because of the HBP, hit by pitch. Actually, hit by pitch doesn't happen that often, though. I think it's like less than 2% or something. So I don't worry about that too much. I would bet for the Mets today, actually, guys. I think that was the first game I covered. Emailed WagerTalk's customer service to see about them posting your PDF today. Hopefully they do. Oh, okay, so it's not up yet. Okay. Guys, do me a huge favor. Go to the replay of this video, leave a comment, and tell WagerTalk you like the show. Give me a like, and download my PDF when it's up, because I'm basically showing it to you now, but you can download it and use it for your DFS, your daily fantasy stuff, and all that stuff. The Arizona native here. We definitely need to meet up for some blackjack. Yeah. Do you go to Desert Diamond? I think it's out there on the 202 and what was it? 202 and Glendale or something like that, out there by Sun City. That's the one I go to. Actually, when I go to Arizona, I stay in Anthem. So it's quite a drive. I have a house in Anthem, and yeah, it's quite a drive. I take the 17 to the 202 and then loop it out to Sun City. So, but yeah, I'll be out there November 14th, or sorry, September 14th to the 23rd. So maybe we could do a meet and greet at the Desert Diamond Casino in Arizona when I'm out there. We'll see how many Arizonaites we have. Incidentally, I was raised in Phoenix, Arizona. I went to Thunderbird High School. I lived on 7th Street and Bell Road in Phoenix my whole adolescent years, kindergarten through high school. And then I went to college at University of Arizona in Tucson. So I'm Arizona through and through, although I was born in Iowa. I was born in the Quad Cities, Iowa, in a little town called Davenport, Iowa. It's right on the Mississippi River. Used to drive out to Chicago from there. It's like a 2-hour drive. We'd watch Cubs games with my dad. But anyways, those were some days. I was at the Disco Sucks riot at Comiskey Park in Chicago in 1979, was it? Or was it 78? I was at that game when they burned the field down. I was there. They were throwing beer bottles everywhere. I think I was 8 years old. Anyways, some good memories. So yeah, Arizona, let's get together. I'll announce it. Let's see. Being from Iowa and liking heavy metal. Hell yeah. You know, Slipknot is from Iowa and they're hardcore heavy metal. I like a few of Slipknot songs. Wait and Bleed is a good song. Psychosocial is probably my favorite Slipknot song. So yeah. Muscatine, yeah. Actually, I have a friend still who lives in Bettendorf, Iowa. Not fun to be out there in the winter. It's cold as hell. But yeah, I go out to Iowa. Haven't been out there for 10 years or so. But yeah, Bettendorf, Davenport, Rock Island, Moline. That's the area I was born. Then we moved to Burlington, Iowa. Burlington, Iowa is an amazing place. As a matter of fact, I heard that's where Tom Sawyer is actually based. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but Burlington, Iowa, beautiful city, gorgeous. When I was there as a kid, they had one music store, they had one tavern, one music store, and one post office. Basically was the whole city. But anyways, Tigers heading for regression. It's possible. Let's get back to baseball, guys. Yes, you're right. I got sidetracked. I'm the late night DJ. You guys got to keep me in. You guys got to keep me in line. So let's get to the share screen and let's do Kansas City, Miami. So first thing I do is, so I haven't capped this game yet. So you guys are going to get insight into my mind, how I cap games. So we got Waka against Quantrell. Thing I do is team comparison. So we got Waka against Cal Quantrell. And I can tell you the Cal Quantrell is not a good pitcher. So on a curve of 30, I have Cal Quantrell. Are you guys seeing the screen? Okay, good. I'm going to mute for a second because I have to cough and you guys don't want to hear me. Okay, so Cal Quantrell. I got him ranked 29 on a curve of 30. So he is a bad pitcher. Next thing I want to see is how does he go against this team? So Cal Quantrell against the Royals, average against 280. That's bad. OPS against 712. That's not too bad. But I'm projecting him to give up 2 earned runs in this. I'm projecting him to give up 6 hits, striking out 2.7 guys, or between 2.7 and 3.8. So that's how I see Cal Quantrell today. Waka is a much better pitcher, obviously, but still Waka is below 15, which means he's in the lower half. of the rankings, Miami, they're hitting a lot better than Kansas City, and Miami's bullpen is performing really well. So if anything, I would take Miami here, but I'm not going to because Cal Quantrill is just a bad pitcher. But let's take a look a little deeper into Cal Quantrill and see if we could stomach taking him here. So he's at home, so I'm going to check if he's good at home. Just look here. At home, 36 innings, and he's got a 4.91 ERA and a 6.2 on the road. So most of his poor stats are from being on the road. So let's take a look at his last few games. So his last few games, he gave up 5 runs to Cincinnati on the road. He gave up 2 to Milwaukee at home, but that was only 3 innings. I don't know why he exited the game, but it was only 71 pitches. Maybe he got injured. He gave up 2 to Arizona on the road, 2 to San Francisco on the road. That's good. Only 3 to Philadelphia at home in 4 innings. So he doesn't go deep into the games. So look at what the numbers are for Miami. So I'm a little intrigued to take Miami here, because if you can stomach taking Cal Quantrill. I probably won't do it. They're only plus 101. No, I'm not going to do that. If anything, they should be getting a lot better number here. Like plus 1.5. Oh no, minus 1. Maybe a plus 2 or something like that. Yeah, but that's minus 227. Yeah, I probably won't take Miami. One other thing, if I like the underdog, I'll look at their team total. So their team total is only 3.5. So look again here. They're hitting number 6. They're facing a guy who's ranked below average, and they're facing a bullpen that's very average. So if anything, I think Miami over 3.5 might be a decent play on this one. How's that, guys? Is that good for capping? Is this interesting? I'm just talking out loud because this is how I do my capping in my head, and I'm just verbalizing it now. So maybe we can do one more game. I mean, WagerTalk's giving me the green light to go deep. It's 2 a.m. here in Japan. I haven't slept yet. I probably won't sleep till 3 or 4 in the morning. You're on Kansas City. Well, I wouldn't be, but to each his own. Hey, Kansas City might win. I like Miami's team total over 3.5. Can't back the Phillies today. Walker's trash. Yes, I agree with that. And actually, I think this was the first game I did. And I said I like the Angels plus some runs maybe. Montreal's been pitching better. And well, he gave up 5 runs in his last start. But before that, he only gave up 2 to San Francisco and only 3 to Philadelphia. So, yeah. His problem is he can't finish 5 innings. That's his problem. Waka is washed today. Maybe. Okay. So, do a couple more things before I wrap it up. I don't know about the D-backs. Did I do that game already? Who are they playing? 2 in the morning, guys. Give me a break. Yeah, I did that game already. So go back to the replay and watch the replay. I already covered the Diamondbacks and Sonny Gray. My favorite Japanese food. To be honest, I live in Japan, but I don't really like Japanese food very much because I don't like raw food. But if you've ever heard of okonomiyaki, it's basically a Japanese pancake. Those of you who don't know what okonomiyaki is, maybe I'll share my screen and show you. I know this is a baseball show, but we can get into a little culture too. Okonomiyaki. Let me show you. Ready? This is okonomiyaki. So basically, it's a Japanese teppanyaki. Teppanyaki just means it's a pan. It's a grill, like a pancake dish. Yeah, it's flour and stuff like that. But they put soy sauce and mayonnaise and like shrimp and meat and stuff in it. So that's okonomiyaki. I love okonomiyaki, probably my favorite. And I also like a dish called gyoza, but that would be pot stickers, I guess, in English would be the translation, pot stickers. But that's actually Chinese. It's not really Japanese, but the Japanese version of that Chinese food, they call it gyoza, and it's really, really, really good. I'll show you. I'll share my screen and show you what gyoza is too. Gyoza. Oh, let me share my screen. Oh, I'm not the smoothest guy here because I don't have a producer, but this is gyoza. So these are basically, I guess the English would be pot stickers. Yeah. So that's gyoza. That would be my second favorite. No, it's probably my favorite. So ex-girlfriend from Okinawa, great food. Yeah, Okinawa has great food. You know, like regular ramen noodles. In Okinawa, they put like meat in the ramen, like big pieces of meat in there on the bone, and you just pick it up and it's just so soft and good. So yeah, Okinawa ramen is the best. I actually went to Okinawa 3 times last year. So if you don't know what Okinawa is, it's a little island off of the main island of Japan. It's basically the Hawaii of Japan. So it's about a 2.5 hour flight from Tokyo. And it's just gorgeous. Okinawa is my favorite place in Japan. It's just beautiful. Anyways, let's do one more game and then I'll close it out. But if you haven't, dumplings, yes, dumplings would be a good way to say it. Let's do one more game because I haven't covered a lot actually. Let's do the Red Sox Cubs because that'll be a good game. And I do have stats on both pitchers. So I'm going to share the screen and I'm just going to take you through. David Talk, are you in Yokosuka, Yokohama, Tokyo? I'm between Tokyo and Yokohama. So I'm in a place called Machida, if you've ever heard of Machida. So yeah, thank you for the support. Yes, awesome. Let's see. Big total for Marlins. I'm not sure what you're talking about because I wasn't in the conversation, but someone was asking me, oh, have you been to Quad City Downs racetrack? Yes, I have. And actually, I moved from Quad City to Phoenix. And, you know, Phoenix has Turf Paradise, which is a very famous racetrack. So I'm not really big into horse racing, but Turf Paradise in Phoenix is like, I can see it from my high school. I went to Thunderbird High School in Phoenix, which is on 19th Avenue and Thunderbird Road. And Turf Paradise is just next door to my high school. So yeah, Turf Paradises. So anyways, let me share my screen and we'll do the Cubs. We will do the Cubs Red Sox. So I'll just take you through my capping process. Here we go. So Cubs, first thing I do is I go to this screen and I'll do Cubs and Red Sox. We got Brian Bayo going against Imanaga. Wow, we got almost 500 people out there. Okay, so Bayo against Imanaga. So the first thing I do is just an overview. And these colors tell me that Boston has every advantage in the important categories. So, but they don't have a huge advantage because the overall rank is only 7 to 12. But they do have the better batting, just barely, in recent form. Better bullpen by quite a bit in recent form. And then they have the better starting pitcher. But I've never been a Bayo fan. Let's take a look at how these pitchers face against the other team. So I have the stats here already done. You can download this at my page at WagerTalk.com, guys. Okay, so Bayo and Imanaga are not on my sheet because there's not a big enough sample size. So let me take Bayo, 6-3 with a 3.14 ERA. Imanaga, 6-3 with a 2.66. So number-wise, Pretty good. Let's take a look at if Bayo is terrible on the road or not. Away. Actually, he's better on the road. And against the Cubs, probably no sample size, which is why I didn't put it on my sheet. Well, he does have a sample size. Maybe he was on my sheet and I just didn't notice. Anyways, he's got a 200 average against and a 443 OPS. That's amazing. So I predict Bayo to have a really good game here. Let's see how Imanaga is at home. Good or bad at home? Well, he's got a 093 whip, which is good. But the at home, 4.61 ERA at home. So he's not as good at home as he is on the road, actually. And against these batters, don't really have a good sample size, but they have gotten to him. If anything, I like the Red Sox here. Or I like the Cubs, maybe a Cubs team total under, perhaps. Let's take a look at what lines we have here, because my numbers really shout out to me that Bayo's going to have a good game. So this is the second part of my process as I go and I fish for lines and see what team totals are and things like that. Can I alt them? Team total. Let's see. Oh, it's 4.5. Too high. So the next thing I would say is, well, can I get it alted? Yeah, if I'm going to bet this game, I would take the Cubs under 5.5 for -175. I like that. I don't think they're going to score 5 runs. Let's go back and take a look at Boston's bullpen. Yeah, Boston's bullpen is performing great. Bayo's performing great. And Bayo's numbers against the Cubs. Oh, I do have him on my sheet. Bayo's numbers against the Cubs, a 200 average against and a 443 OPS. This is amazing numbers. And actually, I project him to give up less than 1 earned run today. So yeah, Cubs team total under 5. I like that a lot, actually. So yeah, that would be a way I would go with that. So I am going to undo. There we go. Back to me. Guys, do me a huge favor. Go to the replay, click the like, and leave a comment. Also, you can download my PDF of all the pitcher projections today. Yep. If you have any other questions for me, I'm going to close it out in the next couple minutes, but we can talk about other things. Back to the Smiths. I am definitely hooked on the Smiths this week. Next week might be something else. Actually, 2 weeks ago, I was hooked on Disturbed. If you've ever listened to Disturbed, really good band, great vocalist. I forgot his name, David something for Disturbed. Really good vocalist. Down with the Sickness, great song. Yeah, Disturbed has a lot of good music if you like heavy metal. Rangers, Tigers. Okay. Done. We can do Rangers, Tigers, but not going to share my screen and go through the whole process, but let me just tell you off the bat what I think. Oh, I talked about this earlier, but Montero and Rocker, I don't have enough numbers on them. Montero has Montero's 4-1. You can't really argue with a guy who's 4-1, and Rocker has a 6+ ERA. So if anything, I would like the Tigers because the Rangers are not hitting very well. But I'm probably not going to play it because there's a few too many X factors for me. So probably won't play that. What's up with the Tigers? Well, the Tigers still have the best record in all of Major League Baseball. A lot of the prognosticators are picking them to decline in the second half. Probably because they don't have the name guys in their lineup, but they certainly have a really good rotation. I mean, starting with Skubal. Anytime you have a pitcher like Skubal, you can win a playoff series because you're basically guaranteed to win game 1. All you have to do is produce 1 or 2 runs and you've got the game. So the key to the Tigers is going to be guys like Montero and Olsen. Can they hold the fort for the rest of the games. So Montero been dealing. Very true. Montero's been good at home. Very true. The sample size to me is a little small, so I don't really trust his 4-1 record, and I've never been a fan of his, but I'm much more of a fan of his than I am of Kumar. So rocker. Seems the Tigers are not hitting. Yes, that's kind of true. They're not right now, but I mean, it's only one game after the All-Star break. I'm sure they'll catch on. But the thing is, they don't have a lot of name guys in their lineup. They do have a lot of good guys who are producing. So the Tigers are going to be one of those run producing. They're going to be like a Japanese baseball team. They're going to produce a lot of runs, and they have great pitching. So Tigers are too good and coached excellent. Yes, they have a great coach, manager. They're managed well. So we'll see. Yeah. Tigers 0-2 lost last night. Yes. The thing is, they only gave up 2 runs, though. So if you look on the positive side, their pitching was great. The problem is they couldn't produce any runs. Don't see my picks posted. Okay. I sent them the updated spreadsheet and asked them to upload it to my page. So if you write WagerTalk customer support and ask them to upload my free PDF download, please do that, and they'll get on it. So I'm going to wrap up the show. What's up, Brandon? Like button smashed. Thank you very much. Do me a huge favor. Go to the replay, leave me a comment and a like, and tell WagerTalk that you like my show. They'll keep me on. Hope you guys enjoyed just a insight to how I do my capping. I'm not perfect, but I'm #1 for the last 5 years. So hopefully showing you how I do it can help you guys, because we're all on the same team. We're all trying to win money against the books, right? Pick up my 4% MLB play today. It's an outs recorded prop, and I've been winning those pretty well. And yeah, see you in Arizona. Yeah, I'll be doing this every Saturday if WagerTalk keeps letting me. If you guys tell them that you like the show, they'll keep letting me. And yeah, I'll be giving you more information about what days I'll be in Arizona, September 14th to 23rd. But we can do a meet and greet at the Desert Diamond, because I'm there almost every day when I'm in Arizona. I drive there from Anthem. It's about a half-hour drive, 17 to the 202. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Download my free pitcher projections. Get my 4% play. And if you use code TB7, you can get 7 days of my plays for $69. It's a pretty good deal. #1 capper last 30 days. #1 capper out at WagerTalk in 2025. I'm plus 100 units right now. I've doubled the bankroll. Appreciate you guys watching and appreciate all the support. Please give me some of that love in the comments on the replay. And I'll be back with more. I'll be back next Saturday, guys. Hope you're there. We got 510 people watching live. I'm going to cut it here. I'll be back next Saturday. Bring the love again.